Hey everyone, I hope you guys can bear with me. I'm going to try explain this RR in my own words, in my own noob words. So let's get going. Okay, as you can see on your screen, we are currently trying to displace FOD from this water treatment center, and we are sending two rallies versus this water treatment center, and we are sure that a single rally is not going to displace them, and that is why we are going for a double rally. And the very first rally is being headed by me and the second one by Varg, and pretty soon you're going to see that my first rally is not enough, and it pops up on the screen that it's shocking defeat, your troops aren't up to the task and regroup. But the second rally from Varg hits, and boom, we have displaced FOD from it. And look, water is spilled everywhere. The most important thing is when you take control of a center like that from the enemy is to relocate and collect all the spilled water. That's what I exactly do, and that's what you see most of our teammates doing, collecting all the spilled water. So almost nearly we get quite a huge chunk of that 8,000 water that was collected in it. And one more important thing that you need to do after taking control of a building is to check if it's been garrisoned enough. If there are not sufficient number of troops, you can send some more or request your players to send some more, because enemies keep trying to attack and take control back. So you have to be very careful that it is completely garrisoned and reinforced. And Varg just took complete control of water treatment center 1. Woo! And guys, as you can see, while we are waiting here, we lose our own water processing plant too, which is taken over by FOD, and there's a lot of spilled water. So I check around if I need to, port there and collect the water. So I'm almost about to relocate there, but then I see that Minty already relocated there, and I'm like, good job, Minty. And I decide, okay, I'm not going to relocate, so he's going to do the job there. And guys, as you can see on the screen, FOD has managed to once again take away water treatment center from us, and now we are sending a double rally versus it to see to it that we gain back control. But this time the difference was our rallies were not full, and we did not have that many fillers, high level fillers, so we were not able to take control of it even with double rallies. So sadly, FOD won that round. And guys, there are water tanks all over the map, as you must be aware. And there is a particular water tank that I see that's not been occupied by anybody, and I want to actually relocate next to this water tank, but at the same time I realized that I might be needed somewhere else. So I decide against relocating and actually in fact send a march. And it is very important that you don't do what I do right now. So this is a pointer as to what not to do. I do send a march to the water tank, but I used my free march accelerators to hurry up my march and ensure that I go and gather on this water tank. But the free accelerators are usually best utilized when you're joining a rally of somebody who's further away and you want to speed up, and speeding up your accelerators for water tank actually is not the way to go. But then I wanted to focus somewhere else, so I did that. And who is this person who is coming against it? Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow. You're not going to displace me out of this building. So I'm there, and woo, I noticed that Tani from UNN has actually managed to displace the FOD, and look at the spilled water. So I check, and Andy and everybody, Cleo and Andy are doing an awesome job. They pick up almost all the displaced water. So that was another cool thing, guys. And in the middle of all this, I'm told that our players were displaced from this water tank. So since I have free marches, I decide to actually march and try to displace the enemy from these two water tanks so that we can start gathering. And once again, I'm telling you guys, please do not do what I'm doing. I'm using a lot of march accelerators, the free ones and even the ones with the biocaps, just to hurry up and get my marches there. So this is just how I play. This is my playing style. I do not recommend that you try to do it. There's no need to waste biocaps, but this is just to give an idea. You can even play it this way. And since I was needed at other spots and I needed to focus elsewhere, I just wanted to get my marches here. And as soon as I started marching towards these tanks, you can see enemy actually they are vacating it because they know that they won't be able to withstand if I hit them. And instead of losing troops, they're just withdrawing. They know that they are going to anyways get displaced. So both the water tanks, the enemies move out, and now we have full control. UNN has full control of both these water tanks. And guys, moving on to the center, we have our UNN player, UNN Smiley, occupying the central reservoir. And there is a rally that is about to hit the central reservoir. So it becomes very important that we collect all the spilt water. And as you can see, shortly, lot of our members are going to port there because we are anticipating that we will lose control of the central reservoir. And we need to gather as much water as possible. Varg has already ported there. And as soon as we lose the building, we'll see lot of spilt water, and lot of players immediately rushing to collect the spilt water. You can see Andy, you can see Cleo there, and you can see Varg also collecting. You can see lot of FOD players also ported in just to collect the spilt water because it matters. Collecting all these spilt waters is what makes the difference between winning or losing. And here we can say both teams managed to get as much as they could. And I'm using the free healing which the game provides, and I just healed up my troops. And guys, you can see I'm gathering 3 water tanks, and the 4th one I just managed to reach. And now I'm gathering at 4 different water tanks, and I spot another enemy water tank that needs to be displaced. So I send another march towards that. The whole idea is that water tanks are very, very important, and whenever possible we should try and occupy it, because at the end of the day, each and every water tank counts towards the final tally of your total water collected, the purified water collected. So I'm sending another march there, and I'm just about to hit that, and the enemy immediately moves out, and I get complete control of this water tank as well. And here at this point in time, KMC has launched a rally against my settlement, and I need to get the hell out of there because I don't want to lose my troops, and it's a rally, not a solo attack. So I decide to relocate near water processing plant 4. And at this point in time, around 19 minutes remaining in the game, you can see that we are almost neck to neck. We have collected about 1,80,000 purified water, and FOD has collected about 1,73,000. And it's not too much of a difference as of now. And I spot more water tanks that are available, and I send more of my marches trying to gather as much water as possible, because I ported. I lost all the places that wherever I was gathering. If you remember, my settlement was under attack by FOD, so I had to port out. And when you port out, you lose all the gatherings or the water tanks that you were gathering water from. So I again check out the places where I was gathering before, and I again resend my marches. So this is something which you will have to follow in case you port out and you're gathering somewhere. It's very important that you remember to again go back and resend your marches and restart the gathering process all over again, since you get displaced from the water tanks if you port. And guys, this was a very crucial turning point in our RR, because you can see the gap between the two teams is not that high. We're just leading by very few thousand points, and now we're going to try and get control of this water treatment center. And as you can see on the screen, FOD is in occupation of it, and they have 17,000 plus water. So our idea was to take control of this particular water treatment center and ensure that we increase our gap and reduce the amount of purified water which is in control of the enemy. So I'm joining whatever rallies that are going against this particular water treatment center. And this was a very very important move for us. As you can see, there are a lot of FOD players also here. They are also trying to defend and garrison, because they also know that they should not give control of this particular water treatment center, because there is a huge quantity of water collected there, and our rallies are almost nearly, the rallying time is almost up, and we are about to go and hit. And we are sincerely hoping that our fillers are up to the mark here, and we ensure that we do get the building, and we are all on high alert here. We want to collect the spilt water. We lost one of our buildings, but we do not care. We are focusing here, and are we gonna get it? And yes, we do. Woo! So I start collecting whatever spilt water is immediately right next to me, and you can see UNN players are spread out everywhere, and we almost managed to get every single bit of the water puddles, and that created a lot of difference. Suddenly the difference, which was in few thousands, is almost like 40,000 difference between us. Okay guys, as you can see, we are once again porting to water processing plant 1. The idea is the same. FOD has occupied it, and there's more than 14,000 plus purified water that has been collected there, and we want to gain advantage. We want to take completely collect this water and take away enemy control from it. So we start a rally versus this, and we hope we manage to take control of it. It is very important, and I do send a recon to check how many people are garrisoning this particular water treatment center, and as you can see, about 4 or 5 from FOD are currently occupying it, and we are sure that we should be able to take control once our rally hits. So we are on high alert here. We were waiting for our rally to hit this water processing plant 1. You can see our own water processing plant 4 was hit by the enemy in the same way, and we've lost quite a lot of water. I think of porting there, but I cannot port there because I've already joined the rallies there, and my presence is needed there. And FOD actually did a really good job here, and we are once again back at our own water treatment processing plant 1, where we are trying to occupy it. Our rally is about to hit, and as you can see, FOD also replaces the leader. The leader matters a lot, and KMC is a very strong player from FOD, and his stats are going to matter a lot when finally our attack actually hits him. So they change, and as you can see, we do not manage to actually kick him out at the very first instance. But we immediately send another solo attack against it, and we are able to replace KMC. And look at all the spilt water. We try to collect as much as possible, and you can see players from even FOD are trying to collect. Even we are trying to collect. I relocate once more because it's huge, some thousands and thousands of water that's been spilt, and it makes a lot of difference. So there's just 8 minutes to go in the game, and we just lost abandoned helipad. Then once again I relocate there. So it's all about relocating and trying to take as much water, collect as much spilled water as possible. Guys, this was crazy at this point in time. We were like, should we go here, should we go there? Everywhere people porting, people trying to collect. So in the end, all the collected water matters. As you can see, there are a lot of people even from FOD porting in, so even they are doing a good job. They are also aware that collecting these spilt water is what is the foundation, the basics of the game. So they are also collecting it, and as you can see, we have kind of managed to gain a good amount of lead, and next we are at this water treatment center 1, which again has about 16,000 water collected, and we want to once again get into this and repeat the same process. So basically it's the repetition of the same thing. We wait for the enemy to actually collect sufficient water. We try getting all the water tanks, and once huge sums of water has actually been collected somewhere, we send double or single rallies depending on the situation, and we try to collect the water. As you can see here, we are once again we have started a rally here. And guys, as you can see, our rally is about to hit in about 7 seconds, and we are kind of prepared that we will not be able to displace him, and the same thing happens. And as usual, we send a solo versus the same now weakened garrison. And when we send a solo versus the same water treatment center after our first rally, we are able to displace. And as you can see, boom, on the screen, building occupied, and there's spilt water everywhere. There's confusion. People will again port in. I decide to port somewhere there. Then I see that FOD has already ported in, and then I check which other place is nearby where there's a lot of water, and I tell port there and relocate there, and then I try to collect all the water. The same thing FOD people are also doing. They are occupying our buildings, trying to gather as much water as possible, and you can see the difference is almost 65,000 plus now. We are around 3,20,000. They are like 2,51,000. And as we are waiting here, about 4.5 minutes left in the game, we lose our dev compound to FOD once again, and I relocate once more because I see water there, and so does Andy from UNN. So I'm collecting water there, and as you can see, Andy is also doing a great job of collecting huge puddles of water, and the difference just keeps increasing between us and FOD. We are sparing no expenses and moving everywhere around the map collecting water. And guys, around 3 minutes remaining in the game, we lose our solar power station, and there's huge water puddle everywhere. I port there, and Kakashi also ports there. We try to collect as much water as possible. FOD people also port. They're also trying to collect. It's a race against time, and I pour down to the bottom to collect the bottom puddles of water. And I have a very close call here. You'll soon see. I'm trying to rush to this particular water puddle, and as you can see, from the enemy side, FOD Diana also ports in. So it's like, who's going to reach, guys? Who's going to make it? Who's going to touch there first? And I do. Yes, I managed to collect that water, and I was like, yay. And guys, as you can see, there's only about 2.5 minutes left in the game, and we do have a very comfortable lead. And at this point in time, we know that FOD, they played really well, but they will not be in a position to overtake us. And we are looking at the central reservoir raid, and we are planning to raid this, and we are about to occupy hit and try to see. And there you go, we even get the central reservoir. I again port to collect all the water puddles, because you should never stop collecting till the last moment, till the actual RR is over. You should always be on your alert. You never know what can happen, especially in close matches. And this RR was a very close one till a long time. FOD played equally well, and we were neck to neck. It is only in the last 10 minutes that we managed to overtake them with the water collection. So it's always very important that you maintain your alertness. You keep checking and going and collecting, and never get complacent about thinking that we have it in the bag and we're going to win. So now as you can see, there's just about a minute left, and the difference is quite a lot right now. And it was a blast for us to play this. It felt great, guys. And as you can see on the screen, guys, it's just 15 seconds to go. We have won this RR, and the countdown has started. We're just waiting to celebrate and go like, yay, we did it. 4, 3, 2, 1, and victory! United Nations, UNN, has managed to win. This was such an awesome win, guys, and it felt so cool winning. MCL McLean played really well and he was the MVP. FOD, I have to say, they played really well. They were very worthy opponents. They gave us a run for our time and for all our efforts. And that's why the win actually felt good, because we were facing worthy opponents. So with their celebrations everywhere, UNN, I love you guys. We did so OP. Usual, the revelry after enjoying a very well deserved win. And I hope all of you enjoyed watching this video, and I really hope you guys got to learn a little bit about how RR is done, what to do in RR and what not to do in RR. And thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll be back with another video. Love you all. Mwah.